This is Drop Tent Media Network.
Hey, welcome to the Weekday Comics. I'm Dave Primiano.
And I'm Dan D'Aprile, and we're here to shoot the shit and talk the news.
Hey,
what's up?
welcome.
Here we are.
Welcome to Philadelphia's only podcast that wasn't involved in Netflix's tires.
You're right. You and I, Shane Gillis probably couldn't pick us out of a lineup.
Oh, yeah. No,
Yeah, he couldn't
he knows
put us.
me, but yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's not
It's
bragging.
not acceptable. Yeah.
Yes, we have no affiliation with Shane Gillis. He knows Dave, but we're not on tires.
We would not.
Unfortunately. We're even getting ghosted by our own guests.
That's right. Yeah, we might have hyped up. We had a comic lined up who he had to redact his last name.
Because he wasn't sure if he wanted to be associated with our podcast. And then I guess he watched an episode and decided he definitely didn't.
Then he redacted his first name too.
Redacted his entire appearance. So thanks, Raph. We will, of course, not use your last name, but thank you, Raph, for dropping out. Although I will say this, I'm not super mad at Raph. I don't feel like he's not a two-time canceller like Jim Gillespie, so there's no reason to go after him.
And he gave us fair warning.
Yeah, and in fairness, Jim has been working as an anchor for the ship that crashed into the Baltimore Bridge, so he's actually been doing good. Raph is something of a sweet boy, and I really can't go after Raph. He's too sweet.
I have no qualms with anybody that doesn't want to associate. Like, I know my mouth talks unconsciously, but my fucking brain hears everything. So I understand.
Yeah, at this point, it's not will we be canceled, but what have we said that will eventually resurface? In that way, we're closer to Shane Gillis than we know, I
I hope
guess.
it's a compilation.
Yeah, but we were canceled on by a sweet boy, so we said, let's get the sweetest boy we know. Will you
That's
please
right.
introduce our guest this week?
Yeah, you may remember him from the episode that he was on. And also, he's got,
That's great, dude. You may remember him from the Weekday Comics.
and also, no, he's got a bigger following on all the socials than all of our shit.
That is true.
Yeah, and he's one of my favorite joke writers
Same.
and comics, Paul Carson.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for being here in a pinch.
I also wasn't in tires, so I'm happy.
We are just us and Neil are the four guys that aren't filming season 2 of Tires right now.
We're like season 6, like after Steve Carell leaves The Office type cast members.
Yes, exactly.
Like, oh, that's the season I didn't watch. We'll be in that.
Yeah, exactly. I could maybe be a Stavros body double if you shoot it quickly and put me in a wig.
For all of his stunts.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a stunt man.
I mean, they have to have fat stuntman, right? They don't just have like built as shit stunt people in fat suits.
I don't know. I feel like that would be what you would do because you would end up having pads for your actor rather than. I got to tell you, being fat, it makes regular things feel like stunts. So I'm not sure if I could do an actual
Like walking
stunt.
upstairs.
Yeah, exactly. Like if I a couple flights of stairs will wind me. I don't know about like a double somersault off of like a 2-story building. I'm not sure my body can take that, nor any other fat man.
Melissa McCarthy does all of her own stuff. She's the Tom Cruise of terrible movies.
Yes, she's bear to work with.
Cherish her. I think she's our only physical comic left.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a
We
yeah.
had the big 3 in the 90s. One died. One did whatever to his face, and the other one shouted the N-word a bunch of times.
Wait.
Farley, Michael Richards, who's the one who did something to their face.
Yeah.
I mean, Jim Carrey. Like, what's going on with
Oh,
Jim
yeah.
Carrey?
Oh,
With
yeah.
Jim Carrey's face? Why is one? Did he have a stroke? Why is one of his eyes drooping so bad?
Oh yeah, I guess that's right. I think of him more of his losing his mental faculties than physically degrading.
Did he?
Well, he started becoming like a weird painter. He was making these weird political, but like bad and weird, like looking paintings for a long time. I don't know. He was losing his
Him
mind.
and George W.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. The third act of the painting, I think.
Yeah, dude. Because like
Things
I
are
was,
falling over and apart in the studio as we speak. The panels are coming down around us.
that's the second time you've had to. What is he? Is that a fucking bike reflector? Put it on screen. I want to see.
do anything.
Fuck off.
Thank you, Neil. I appreciate you trying to fix that. That
Yeah.
it looks like a iPhone on the Bright app, like when they used to have those apps.
You look
with
like you're
pictures of
scanning Paul for cum stains.
the murderer's fingerprints are on Paul.
But I guess, yeah,
In cum.
I guess that's something painter like, because I bitched about this as a comedian, but I guess I wonder if like legitimate painters do. Like, comedy's the one thing that people that are famous for other shit just think they can hop in and do.
Yeah,
And I guess a lot of them do painting too.
yeah. I think it's because both things are you can really bullshit through. You can really be not good at it. Oh, well, ultimately people will know, but you can still surround yourself with an ecosystem of people that say the shit you're making is great, even though everyone really knows that it's trash.
That's true. I do wonder if the guy that duct taped a banana to a wall is like, these fucking celebrities are trampling on a pure art form. They're ruining the art form.
I think that guy, like, didn't somebody come and like grab the banana off the wall and they were like on the hook for like $30,000 or something ridiculous?
He should be on the hook for 99 cents.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You should be paid as that should be art. The act of ripping it off, it is in itself another exhibition.
Exactly. It's not the guy that fucking smashed Michelangelo's David's penis or nose, whichever one I think someone did nose back in the day, and I think someone did the penis recently.
It's a harder target.
Yeah. They're throwing soup at the Mona Lisa for
Oh yeah, the oil thing or whatever.
was it, climate change?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mona.
It's a very weird series of targets the climate change people have made.
But the banana on the wall, I mean, first of all, that's got to be the highest depreciating fucking piece of art ever made.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it can be banana bread after a while, so it's good.
Yeah.
It doesn't naturally grow. Like, you don't just leave the banana and duct tape on the wall overnight and then at night of museums into a fucking banana.
You're right. There's nothing. It's over, right? That exhibit had to have lasted a couple of days. No one's switching out the banana, right?
Have you ever bought a bushel of bananas and gotten to the last one?
No.
Okay.
Never. Neil's nodding, but Neil, you look like a guy who eats like 5 bananas a day. So
At once, just
$150,000.
I like how you went from the top with those bananas. They're coming down from the trees themselves and that.
I mean,
Back out.
I put him on his knees and that's
Oh, okay, all right.
Why
So
do
they're
bananas
like-
have balls?
these are counter height bananas.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, okay.
Wait, so somebody smashed the David's dick? Like,
You'll have to ask David. I don't know.
It was me.
I'm not sure of that story. They smashed his
I
dick.
thought I heard someone fucked with the dick recently because he's like historically got a fucked up. No, like that happened so long ago that's part of the lore of Michelangelo.
Oh, yeah, right. That the nose is fucked up. Part of your lore, this David's lore as well.
My nose is perfect. Great. It's just long.
Yeah, that's true. Not smashed. No one's ever smashed your nose that I know of. You ever get into a fight? Anyone ever like make your nose bleed with a punch?
I've got it in like one. I've boxed once.
Okay.
It didn't go great. My endurance really got put on display for everyone to see.
Yeah.
If you ever want to see someone's arm just go up and then fall out in the air like a fucking bird flying over a power plant.
Yeah, that's why cardio is king in a fight. If the guy that can jump around longer is probably going to win. People think they're like, I'm just going to punch you and it'll be over. It's like, no, you're going to be heaving. You're going to be out of breath in like 2 seconds.
He was 80 pounds heavier than me, and he went a lot longer than I did. He had a lot more things to work out than I did, though.
Yeah.
I'm a pretty easygoing guy.
was it like in an actual ring or like?
No, it was like in someone's backyard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was
He
it
did
show
not-
Comics Box?
It was just regular, my real friends, not.
Okay, not your comic friends.
I can't have comedians I can't like have people that can turn that into something creatively funny. Like I can have the people that bust my balls a little bit.
Right.
But no, I can't have someone turn my fucking weakness into art.
Yeah, right.
I can't date a comedian either.
Yeah, that's fair. It's the same thought process behind it. You don't want to have a comedian have that emotional power over you if they kicked your ass.
And all the people that watched.
Yeah, right. What about you, Paul? Have you ever been in a fight? Has anyone ever raised fist and hand against you?
Never of like a real fight. Like when I was little, my brother and I used to box in the basement with like unfinished, like really hard walls and floors, and it was like a skinny like hallway area. So like I would probably be really concussed. Like it would be TKOs.
Do you get angry?
Very rarely. Like not really ever. But when you get your head hit against the unfinished basement wall,
Your brain gets angry for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Antonio Brown is bankrupt, by the way. So
Yes,
speaking of CTEs,
Speaking of massive brain damage.
Still my favorite Twitter account.
Yeah.
he's gotten better with the
CTESPN.
CTESPN is my favorite hashtag ever.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, the announcement that he got, it was pretty funny. He's like, yeah, I have $15 left. I have $1,500 left to my name, and I'm a first ballot Hall of Famer. That was his announcement.
That's awesome.
Or he's like, I'm eligible. Yeah, I'll be a first ballot Hall of Famer in 2027. I think he's CTE'd his way out of any ballot Hall of Famer. personally.
Yeah. There's too much distraction with him. And did he have really was his career really long enough? It was great, but it was short, wasn't it?
If you're the best at your position for 5 years running, I think that's half a decade.
Yeah.
To be the best. Yeah. I think if you're the best for 5 straight seasons, you have Hall of Fame talent. I think if you embarrass the game by scrimping at halftime, and then throwing all your teammates under the bus and then jerking off at a motel pool when there's fucking families around and shit.
Yeah.
I saw him and Le'Veon Bell. Le'Veon Bell's like a boxer now, and it was so sad to see how far they've fallen because Le'Veon Bell was coming out in like Steelers gear that he like didn't want to be on the Steelers.
Yeah.
So he's like coming out to like a really small like Atlantic City style ring, and like Antonio Brown is next to him rapping his like whatever put that shit on song, and it's just a sad scene of just two boys who did it wrong.
Something in the water in Pittsburgh, I guess, huh?
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you guys remember, but their quarterback raped a whole bunch of people. Yeah.
All those guys should learn how to paint. I think
that might be like the ultimate deviant three-headed monster.
Roethlisberger, Antonio Brown, and
that's
Le'Veon Bell. Yeah, if you want to call
that's
him
like the '80s Mets pitching rotation.
Right? Strawberry
well, he was Doc Gooden, Doc Gooden, Darryl Strawberry, Bobby Bonilla.
Yeah,
those guys loved their cocaine.
Yeah.
But they were my favorite.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we as kids really rooted for a lot of just open drug abusers, cocaine and steroids mostly, but it was just, we all knew it.
Like
we all knew
Lenny
what was going on.
Dykstra type.
Yeah, Dykstra.
Well, he was the big on the chewing. Did he do? I'm guessing an alcoholic. I feel like I've seen a picture of him chilling in a dumpster recently. But he was famous for the fucking big gobs of chewing tobacco.
Yeah, he'd have those giant, like the bulge in his jaw because he had so much. Yeah.
Which one died, him or Darren Dalton?
Dalton.
Okay.
Dykstra is, well, I don't know. He might have died too.
He went to jail for a while.
Yeah. He was for a while, he was viewed as a savant investor. And then it turned out he was I don't know if it was a pyramid scheme, but it was some kind of get rich quick scam that caught up with him. And I think that's why he went to jail. Big MAGA guy, huge. Yeah. Not that it's how far he's fallen. If you look at him back in the 90s, they're still somehow huge MAGA guy.
Yeah.
It won't exist for 20 years, but he's still it.
And now players' biggest problem is too much Jesus.
Yeah, well,
you bring it up. You said
I am not aware of this.
Love everything that I said last week.
Yeah, and as I told you prior, we were.
Don't bring that up. Did you say
no? Yeah, I said don't bring it the fuck up. No, it's
my bad.
No. It's like we were saying before. You were like, what did she say? She didn't like it, and I said she said exactly what you would think anyone would say to your position. I looked back being I remember she was angry. Was she crazy angry? And I was like, no, literally everything she said made sense. So, not that she had a problem with it. You know me, I'm more open-minded about that kind of thing, about the experiences of women. Yeah,
Would you agree that it is weird that got a whole bunch of headlines that was trending? Like 2 days ago, a Jacksonville Jaguar kicker was accused of sexually assaulting 2 women. Nothing on, not trending.
I didn't even know that this happened. You brought it up earlier. I said, what? I hadn't heard this.
On the way to London.
Oh God.
Yeah, was it on the way to?
Yeah, it was like
okay.
Flight attendants or something.
So it was over international waters, so it cannot. Okay. Well, what's the law? When you're in an American aircraft, you follow American laws right up until you fucking hit that tarmac or something?
Yeah, I think you're probably I think like if you're on a ship, you're on international waters, but the law is whatever country the ship is from.
Okay.
And I only know that from I thought
yeah.
Yep.
I'm so dumb. I thought you were about to have a thing up on ship law. No. It's like, oh, you already looked it up, Neil.
He was only sexually assaulting them as a sky pirate, which is perfectly legal, which is why he deserves none of the criticism Harrison got for liking Jesus too much.
That's right. He had a letter. He had letters of marque from the king. He was a privateer, therefore all of his crimes were sanctioned by the crown.
Wait, Prince Philip. He followed Prince Philip. Or Prince Andrew's the rapist.
Yeah, Andrew's the
Epstein Island guy. Whatever.
Yeah, Philip is the guy who did the Vigo from Ghostbusters 2 portrait. Philip, isn't he the king? Philip?
I have no fucking idea.
No, it's Charles is the king. Who's Philip?
What does this have to do with Ghostbusters?
Oh, Charles did that Ghostbusters portrait. That was just my ADHD mind working. Did you see that red? He did like a portrait where it was like his head and everything else was like blood
I thought you were
red.
talking about the actual fucking painting from Ghostbusters.
Well, that's what it looks
He
like.
did a cameo.
Yeah. No, that's Charles, right? I don't know.
Why was that the artist's choice? Was that one of those guys that thought he could paint from being famous for something else?
I know this. Somehow, this is where the only way I inadvertently learn about the news is when I stumble upon information reading headlines to write jokes for the podcast. So I actually know the answer to this one. It's because Charles is like a super peacenik guy. He's like super into like peace and love and world peace and this artist is like a leftist, like who's critical of like the monarchy, and this was like his way of being like, there's like a little butterfly in it too, and it's like representing that he knows that the British Empire is like kind of bad, but he's like trying to be good in it. It's like this whole breakdown of it.
So they commissioned this guy that hates them.
Basically, yeah. Basically, it was like, in a way, like if there were more like old British people, they'd be like, oh my God, like this is scandalous, but we don't care anymore because we're kind of not even buying into the concept of the king anyway. Well, we don't, but the British don't anymore either.
And so it's just, wait, I see it's just his head and then like, so it's all red. Is there like a body in this? Is there stuff to
Yeah,
make
Neil, will you
out?
pull that up?
What painting is this guy?
The
red
portrait, the official portrait of King Charles.
By Jim Carrey.
Yeah, because I didn't take a deep dive glance at it because
it's pretty disturbing. It looks like a painting that would be in a movie, and he's going to kill you.
Okay, so it will come to life.
Yeah,
It doesn't like represent cancer.
it's like red. Yeah, you're pulling. I see it here.
Because is he still have cancer? Or is that...
Oh yeah.
Okay, because
He's
I know
riddled
him
with
and the first.
There's only a few things you can be riddled with. So.
Yeah, that's a pretty cancerous looking picture. Okay, you can kind of make out like an outfit.
Yeah, yeah, kind of. You can see his like shoulders are in the red there.
He does have. They just throw a tramp stamp on his shoulder.
Yeah, my sister's got that.
Yeah. That is a Lisa Frank royal portrait.
How come we've never met your sister?
This is the cover of a Trapper Keeper. Actually,
Yes.
yeah.
Of a dead Victorian schoolgirl.
Yeah. If you open it, you have social studies homework for the rest of your life.
But yeah, you're right. That is a Vigo. That
It's
is something
Vigo, right?
That you
Yeah.
would not
Oh,
have in any room that you sleep in.
100%. It, and like I said, if you walked into that and you were visiting this guy and that was in the like, you know, banquet hall or whatever, that guy is going to murder you. Like you are the prey. You know.
The eyes would move if it was a Scooby-Doo portrait.
Exactly. Yeah.
I could see like the red like dripping too.
Oh
A
yeah.
little bit.
Oh yeah. The painting smells. You know what I mean? Like that's it's weird.
possessed.
Yeah, it's weird. Like the light doesn't shine on it, even if it's like directly on it.
Scratch and sniff.
There should be more scratch and sniff portraits. Yeah.
Portraits of the British.
Oh, the British royalty. I think I found my third act painting. I'm gonna paint some scratch and sniff British royalty paintings.
Of yourself or
Well, though, of course, that'll be a series as well.
Everything smells like beans.
what's your go-to smell?
My go-to smell, like what I would put on to smell nice, or what I think I probably smell
If
like.
you
the
were
most.
looking at you,
If you were
if you were
scratching
looking
sniff.
at a version
Well, I
of
was
you and
looking
saying,
at
boy, if I scratch, no, we'll add the smell later. So we'll have the painting first. We'll
All
put
right.
you in like a Napoleonic outfit.
Okay,
so you
okay,
stand
cool.
like-
All right, I like that.
and you're like, I could if I had to guess what his smell was. And we'll do this for everyone.
Yeah. You all think about this because this is a question in the group, but I will go first. Mine would be, it would likely be some sort of a mix of like weed, sweat, Chipotle, probably like sort of a heady mix. It's like a musk is how I would probably describe it. What about you, Dave?
It would definitely be like some Taint alert.
Not to get too technical.
It would be like me staring at my hand, like trying to remember which one was down there because I don't feel like washing my hands, but I like which one I should grab my food with
Right.
or whatever.
Right.
So
You
you
don't
got
want to
shit to do.
Yeah, and I probably get it wrong half the time.
Yeah.
But yeah.
yeah. Every once in a while you're eating the chip and you can
Oh, that's
you go, no.
that's sour cream, onion, and Dave. Sour cream, onion, and Taint. There you
There
go.
we go. There's your smell.
You win like a
That's
Lay's
it.
contest. You know how like Doritos or Lay's had like a contest where you got to name their new flavor?
Yeah.
Sour cream and Dave.
Why was Dave even an option?
They
Why
opened
did I
it up
vote
to the
for
public.
it? Why did everyone vote for it?
It's like
That's
when
a
they let
writer,
the
yeah, I
public
would-
name boats and it's Bodie McBoatface and all that shit.
Oh, like how that one school, like Adolf Hitler Elementary, was, and the fucking news actually showed it.
Yeah.
There was one school that was like, I was in the headlines I was looking up. I didn't write a joke about it, but it was like a school that was switching back to Confederate names. Or
Oh
something,
yeah,
too.
yeah. It was a school in I think Virginia or something like that. They were renamed from the Confederacy.
It'd be weird if it was Massachusetts. It's like we were never. This was always Ulysses S. Grant.
Yeah. That shit happens in like Pennsylvania. You'll see people flying Confederate flags. It's like, I don't think you know anything about the Scout flag.
Not Pennsylvania, not even parts of Pennsylvania.
No, none of Pennsylvania.
Because it looks like it. A lot of it looks like it never got out of.
Yeah. Well, West Virginia became West Virginia. It was part of regular Virginia, but it broke off because Virginia wanted to own slaves, and West Virginia was like, no, that's morally reprehensible. We will never own slaves. And now, if one state was going to go back to owning slaves, it would probably be West Virginia.
Yeah, I didn't know West Virginia was the good one.
Yeah, it was the liberal of the Virginias, the more liberal Virginia.
I mean, I should have assumed they were the bigger pussies, which I do associate with liberals, just because they split the state and they're like, all right, how about we be West Virginia, you be East Virginia? And they're like, yeah, you got it. We'll fucking do that.
Oh yeah,
And
and
they're
that,
like,
I thought you were,
nerds.
I'm glad you clarified because for a moment I thought you were calling them pussies for not wanting to own slaves.
No. That was cool.
That was very cool. Yeah, I wanted to push back if that was your bet. No, they are
I'm
pussies. For,
associating modern day liberalism
yes,
with pussies.
right, and that's a good shorthand. In this case, though, it was not owning slaves, which is a kind of liberalism. That's the good kind.
Destroys the libs for not earning slaves.
Own the libs by owning someone.
They own the libs by not putting East in front of their name. They're like, all right.
That is,
I agree with
you. Yeah, we're Virginia. We're
Yeah, I agree. They should have called themselves Better Virginia.
I I mean, who's stopping him? That name's not trademarked.
That's true.
Resounding victory.
Less gay Virginia.
Yeah.
Just
And then there's, like North and South Dakota. They just named themselves North and South so they could have two of them. That's not, it shouldn't even be one state, let alone two states.
yeah, Carolinas too. I don't
Yeah,
need-
same thing. I don't need a North and South merge, become Carolina, and then shut the fuck up. Not that I don't think they make that much noise, but they're actually very
I'm
polite and
sick
quiet
and
down
tired
there.
of the Carolinas.
Yeah,
We run in their mouth.
they're so polite. They serve you sweet tea.
Are they Confederately broken up too?
No,
Okay.
they were part of the colonies. Just the way it goes. They owned by different people when they became colonies, if I remember. I don't know. It's been a long time
They're like
since my colony education,
Since the 1700s.
since my colonizer training.
they named after some chick.
Yeah.
And then, like,
Yeah.
two dudes like that.
Ashley North.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm sure it was a British, like a queen or a king or a princess or something like that. Had to,
Okay.
right? That's what all that shit's named for.
Is it?
Yeah,
They're either named for Indian tribes or early presidents, right?
the later states were named after early presidents, but the colonies were named after, well, New York, named after York.
Just that.
Yeah. That's it. That's all. Well, Pennsylvania, obviously, named after William Penn.
Yeah, but
because
that's
he
an
literally
American, right?
owned all the land.
He's an American, I thought.
So we're talking about just Carolina in general, right? So 1600s, name Carolina was definitely applied. It was thought to be named after Charles I of England. Okay.
Was their earliest trans or what?
Call me Caroline.
Yeah.
It's like, well,
They apparently just received a grant from Charles II, so in honor of it, they named after Charles I.
oh, okay.
They're like, we're going to name them North and South Charles, and then hey, they're going to name it the state, and then he opened the door and he, like, fuck me.
Okay, well, one of the Carolinas capitals is Charlestown, so that makes sense.
The
lotion on the skin.
I'll be the prettiest girl at the We'll leave you alone, Carolina.
Yes, just to commemorate him, they gave him a state that's a top and a state that's a bottom. So,
I was gonna say, they're just simps. They're just-
What became of your states, Harry?
Carolina's will henceforth the autosexual belt, right?
the autoerotic asphyxiation belt.
There you go.
Full
Fuck.
double entendre
That's a
there.
very good one.
Made in response to the Bible Belt.
We have a much more sexually permissive belt.
The Bible belt's the one you beat yourself on the back with, right?
That's right.
All right, we fucking.
I think we've exhausted that topic.
My scratch and sniff would be SpaghettiOs,
Oh, yes. Yeah. Okay. Just SpaghettiOs.
I think.
The more you scratch, the more it smells like SpaghettiOs.
So basically, just stomach acid with noodles in it.
Yeah.
That's the ingredients. It's
Yeah.
stomach acid. I don't
That's how
even
they
think
make
you call
It's
real
noodles. Yeah.
right?
Yeah. It's like fake noodles and Italian backwash.
Italian backwash. Oh man, the names are flowing.
That's right. The title, episode title, like coming a mile a minute.
You're like a marinara tasting where they like spit it out.
Spin it into the bucket. Someone comes around, picks the bucket up.
Because like you can't try all the marinaras. You could be filling up with
Well, it's like a sommelier. They're not really drinking the wine. They're like experiencing a taste, just to get it. And they go, sniffs the bowl of marinara, spits some out. Boom, you got yourself some SpaghettiOs. You microwave up some ramen,
Yeah.
mix them together.
The SpaghettiOs is what leaks out of you after this tasting. It's just the worst product on the planet. And their meatballs, what the fuck are they even made of?
You're right.
They're not meat.
The chef Boyardee, his methods are unsound. He's not
Yeah.
much of a chef.
It's some
He's
kind
more
of
of a
cardboard.
scientist. Yeah.
Cardboard dipped in stomach acid. Whatever the noodles are.
Separating is like the attempt at food.
You still eat that?
Trying.
No, I just had spaghetti before I came, so that was what I was thinking about.
There you go.
They weren't O-shaped, but I don't know.
More your porn name than your overall stat. Your dog's name and the last meal you ate.
The same name.
Spaghetti with spaghettios.
Mine's also Italian backwash. You're boy.
I got gnocchi tonight, which is a pretty good porn name.
That's a good dog.
Yeah.
Oh, you went
Just gnocchi?
Yeah, I just ate some fucking gnocchi.
No, not
before I
the
came.
You're like Italian Fred Durst. You did it for the gnocchi. You typing Italian Fred Durst?
Yeah, of course.
So many.
Of course.
What else do we want to talk about? How about you've been watching the WNBA, and why not?
Oh yeah, Caitlin Clark. She got a win.
Wow. All right, you've been watching more than David.
No, I knew she got the win.
Oh, you knew she got the win? All right.
Yeah, I'm saying it's extremely popular all of a sudden.
Yeah, people are actually legitimately into the WNBA. All those jokes are,
Still funny.
yeah, they're still pretty funny. They're still pretty funny. But yeah, the fundamentals have never been more popular.
I do feel bad though for Caitlin. Like, she's getting some heat for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah, she's getting heat for not being as hot as the second overall pick. Which
that
is
the tall
unfair.
chick?
Yeah, the really hot one. The one that she looks like Portia de Rossi.
How
just a
tall?
little
She's
bit.
like a foot taller than us, though, right?
Well, I'm not saying I would date her. I'm
Some
just
of us
saying
too.
Yeah, yeah, right.
That's a deal breaker for me. I'm not secure enough to date a woman that much taller than me, or taller than me at all.
You wouldn't date someone who was taller than you at all?
I've matched height. I don't know if I'm man enough to be. I like to be the big spoon. Do I have to switch
You
up?
can still be the big spoon, depending on how drastic the height difference is.
I like the head to come up to about here in spooning, though. I don't want a fucking mouthful of hair.
Oh yeah, that's true. But
I mean,
you make do.
I'm guessing you both are okay with.
What the fuck do you mean by that? Hold on, what the fuck do you mean by that?
I think you people.
Yeah, us shorts. Short kings. We don't care about that.
Well, what's your take? Taller, okay?
To an extent, yeah. Like if it's dunking height, that's tough.
Yeah.
Though based on the WNBA, I don't think anybody is dunking height.
Brittany Griner.
Oh yeah,
But
true.
she's not.
Yeah, but there are other reasons.
You're not really her type.
Yeah, there are other reasons. She smokes too much pot.
I assume she has night terrors at this point too. And the lesbian thing is what I was hinting at.
Oh, okay.
She hears a whistle at a certain pitch. She starts speaking Russian.
Yeah, exactly. She's a Manchurian player now.
Neil, you're like 6'8", though. You could go up to 6'9", could you?
I'm 6'5". Yes.
You're 6'5". You look way taller. You look like you're like 6'7" or 6'8".
He wears
thankful
lifts.
I'm not that big. Yeah. I think I could. I think that'd be fine with me.
Look at you all secure in your masculinity.
Yeah, Neil, you're the only tall in the room right now. Have you ever dated someone who was really short?
Dated, no. Hotel with, yes.
Okay.
Worn as a baby Bjorn.
Not funny.
I have a friend who is 6'6" or 6'7", and he's like, he's old, he's 40 something now, but he was like a gym rat, so he's like kind of built. And his wife is also my friend. She is 4'11" and is like a runner, so she's very thin.
Oh, that's hot.
And they get everywhere they go, they get, like they'll walk away and someone will be like, "Oh, does your daughter want a free sample?" Like, and they have to be like, "Well, that is my wife."
But yeah, we want that.
But yes, of course we want the free fucking sample. Yeah. I always say that my friend Tori should try to qualify for all of the child like discounts and things like that. She should go and be like, if it's $7, I am 12.
How tall's Tori?
Tori is 4'11", 4'10". Excuse me, 4'10".
All right. When you get married, I want to be paired up with her walking down the aisle.
So you can feel tall. So you can feel like one of the tallest people in the world.
So I could spit game.
This is a married woman.
Oh, you're talking about the same girl with the
Yeah,
with the big
This is a
6'7"
married
husband.
Yes.
Okay, I changed my
This
mind
is a
on
married woman, Dave. I'm
the hitting
not
on her part. Yeah.
I don't have any friends.
No, I mean, if he was 5'7", I'd hit on her more. But
Well, of course, what's he gonna do at that point? Yeah, my friend is 6'7". You don't want to hit him. But yeah, that's the drastic. I find that a lot of times, super tiny women end up with super large dudes. Like the gap in some of these, like they talk about age gaps a lot, but they don't talk about size gaps. There are size gaps
and
happening.
that can look just as pedophilic.
That's right. But not weirdly, not when it's, and this doesn't happen nearly as much, but when it's a really short guy and a really tall girl, doesn't seem pedophilic somehow. It seems like, there's a WNBA player and her manager or something.
I'm just I'm picturing a short guy and tall girl couple, and I can't help but picture what that dude's dick looks like. I can't help it, and it's fucking thick. It's an impressive dick that I just conjured out of nothing.
SpaghettiOs can.
There is something to be said about that. I not long term or serious or anything, but in college there was a couple months where I was sort of like hooking up with a girl. She was like 6'1", and I still don't know how I managed to do this, and it did fall apart, probably in part because she was so tall and I was so short. But I remember loving that, like, because people will look at you and you're like, yeah, that's immediately what you're thinking. Like, I make up the other 6 inches. The other 6 inches is hanging off the end of my giant dick. Yeah.
When people look at me with an attractive girl, they think money.
Right now, yeah. As you accurately point out, I have a younger girlfriend, and that's what I get. Nobody looks at me and goes, younger girlfriend must have a huge dick. They go, how do you make money? How did you get there?
Your hat doesn't determine, or like just your general aura.
Well, that's why it doesn't compute. They're like, we know you don't have money.
Yeah, I've seen you two together, and I didn't all of a sudden think money.
Right.
I was just like,
funny. Well, maybe.
ish. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, he's all right. He's all right.
Do women like your humor? No, I'm just
The fucked up ones do. The ones that I date.
vampires. I remember. Yeah, after that one show, there's just a girl talking to two of us.
That's
and
right.
Every time I like try, she's and I just went right back to chatting with you.
Was she like a goth, like vampire?
No,
type chick?
like the teeth.
Oh, she had like the
Yeah,
actual.
she was like a vampire.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Creatures of the night are generally drawn to me.
I'm okay with not being my target demographic.
Yeah. I do have, I won't say vampire, I won't say how popular I am with vampires. I don't know. I really don't know that answer. But I will say that when I do get, I find this to be one of the best compliments you get as comic, when someone comes up to you and says, you are my favorite, right? The best thing, because it's unequivocally, you've told me I've won. This whole lineup is great. You are the best one. I love it. And when that happens to me, I try to like build that roster of people in my mind. I try to remember that person. I'm like, this is my fan base. And then I like roll it back in my head and I'm like, it's a collection of fucking weirdos.
All vampires.
It's vampires and like, tech support, late night tech support people.
Well, you're lucky then, because I think of all the people that have ever told me I'm their favorite, and I'm guessing they have to be dead by now. And you have vampires who never
Who
age.
never die.
You
Right.
were my
Yeah.
favorite. I laughed the whole time.
You had seven jokes.
What's the people that tell you were the favorite?
Usually, like, I get dudes will come up who are like very smiley, who are like, I liked that one. I like when you didn't do crap. Like, I had people come up and be like, I like how you didn't acknowledge the stuff in the room. I like, and they meant it sincerely, but like, it was always just like, yeah, too many crowd work people. And I was like, I hear you, brother. And like, it's nothing to do with the skill deficiency or a terror of mine.
You're like a game of Guess Who, and like you're just the last tile to fall over.
Pretty much.
But that was funny. You are such a you are such a great writer. Do you find yourself nervous doing crowd work? Do you like to hide? I shouldn't say hide, but that's how I describe it when I do it. Like kind of sit behind your material and like let that speak for you rather than go out and like.
It's
talk to
very
people.
much a safety blanket.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'll sometimes deviate. Like if something's in, like I'll never ask somebody a question, but if there's something in the room, I'll talk about it with the person. But like never be like, "What is your thoughts on that?"
I love
Palestine, go.
you look like you say Zionist. What's your deal? I feel like it's funny how comedy works like that because you might be nervous to talk to people, and I hope I'm not betraying your set here. One of your bits ends up with your legs over your head and your ass in the air.
Comfort zone.
Yeah, that's very much in your wheelhouse. But going, hey, what do you do for a living? It's completely off limits. I like how the comedic mind works like that.
You don't have like a
voice cracks.
See, I have stuff like that, but I have like a word count trigger in my head where if they answer with too many words, I'm like, you know, you're just a fucking springboard into the next part of this.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. I'm not even listening to you.
I actually admire those comics. You brought Stavi. He's probably the best one of it, where it's like, oh, you're actually talking to people. Like that's
a
what
conversation.
That's the one I envy. I'm like, oh, you didn't just ask as like a moment to like set the table for something you already prepared to say. Like he's actually talking to people, and it's like, God, now you only have to write 2 jokes now for your 20-minute set.
I did have a bit of crowd work backfire on me this weekend, though.
Oh, during your 45-minute headlining set, right?
I did this in the opening minute. I did it in all black crowd.
Okay.
Which I do quite often because, you know, man of the world.
You're down with the culture.
Yeah. And like I had just had a birthday and I had like brought that up. And like you know how like white people are terrible at guessing the age of every other group of people?
Yeah.
Well, I figured let's see if that goes both ways or whatever. Like I was like, I just turned like, no, you guys guess. And then I had a whole dance in mind, like, oh, someone else doesn't crack either. And then the dude was just like 42. Fuck.
Nailed it.
I'm not. I'm 41. So like I was like, damn, I am actually cracking ahead of people. And now I feel terrible about myself, and I still have 44 minutes left to go in my set.
I'm gonna go home and exfoliate.
No matter how well the rest of my set goes, I am not leaving here on an up note.
My dance doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. He was blunt as he didn't sugarcoat it or anything.
42.
42. Just
Shit, Palestine, go.
exactly.
That's great.
I think we got a whole extra thing. I think we might need to jump into the news, right?
That's right. Paul has actually
extra
joined
jokes.
us, yes, for the news. So let's go ahead and jump into it.
All right, perfect. Don't stall at all because I would definitely had everything ready.
Okay, yeah, there's. Shoot the shit, you're talking news. You're talking news. We're here to shoot the shit, talking news. Okay, hey, welcome to the news section of the show. Our viewers know what the hell's going on, but those of you that are tuning in for the first time because you follow Paul's career, I will explain what's going on. Paul's actually joining us for this week's session of the news because, like us, Paul is a next level news writing comic. So he's come here to make both Dave and I look bad this week, as he did last time he was here. We don't know each other's jokes. None of us have communicated as to what each other have written. If we write jokes on the same news subject, you are going to hear this ridiculously long sound effect because we're going to have a joke off. Joking each other off. Ow! Joking each other off. And, you know, by the time the Earth has rotated around the sun and that has finished, you will be seeing the results of the joke off. This will be a weird one, I think, because if it's a joke off between me and Dave,
Then we'll score it.
we'll
The
score.
guest always wins, even if the joke is
Right, but if it's between you and me, yeah, between whoever it is, we'll have the other person be the judge. We just won't keep score for Paul, but
if
we
you
should.
or I are the judge, Paul's win. Yeah, he doesn't count. It doesn't count towards anything.
Paul counts.
It's a
Paul
pity vote,
counts.
pretty much.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. But you'll bragging right vote at
Mhm.
least. Okay, Dave, would you like to go first, as is tradition?
Sure. Peloton paused the use of Sean Diddy Combs music on its platform.
Representative for Combs defended him, saying, sure, he may have beaten the hell out of that woman, but it's not like he did anything as egregious as buying her a Peloton for Christmas.
That was good. Donald Trump booed and heckled by raucous crowd at Libertarian convention, causing the ex-president to pull aside his campaign director and ask, are we sure these are the guy who are so cool? God damn it. Let me try that again. Donald Trump booed and heckled by raucous crowd at Libertarian convention, causing the ex-president to pull aside his campaign director and ask, are we sure these are the guys who are cool with keeping slaves?
In celebration of their culture.
Shit.
Oh, man, buddy.
It's okay, we don't normally
got a lot of people.
Yeah, we don't normally cut to third
Breaking the
camera.
pattern.
No, I'll defend you. We don't cut to third normally.
It's all good.
In celebration of their culture, France's postal service released stamps with scratch and sniff pictures of French baguettes on them. However, due to an unfortunate miscommunication at the factory, the first batch smelled like French people.
I love it when the show lines up with something. All right, now it's Dave's turn. Los Angeles County moves back Jane Fonda Day after backlash from Vietnamese Americans. They said it was insensitive to hold it on the same day as the fall of Saigon. And also, do you know how hard it is for us to pronounce Barbarella?
Justice Sonia Sotomayor recalls closing her door and crying in despair over Supreme Court rulings. Justice Samuel Alito said this story made him sad, and he vowed to do everything he can to make sure a woman could never legally be left unsupervised.
North Korea plans to launch a rocket into space, likely carrying a military spy satellite. But don't worry, due to their limited technology, a North Korean spy satellite is just a monkey with binoculars.
All right. Louisiana House votes to jail people for possessing abortion pills. This means the best way to transport them would be through a balloon in the colon, but luckily for them, they have plenty of fuck. All right, hold on. Let's try this again.
Ooh, we got a gremlin
Oh,
tonight.
it's rough.
Yeah, Paul's just got us both shaken, obviously.
I know. Louisiana House votes to jail people for possessing abortion pills. That means the best way to transport them would be through a balloon in the colon, but luckily for them, they don't have any other use for those It's a Boy balloons. Well, it started over.
Yeah, at least we're stumbling over good jokes. That's the. Rudy Giuliani launches brand Rudy Coffee as he faces massive debt and criminal cases. Yes, to save funds, Rudy Coffee will be a rich, dark roast, lovingly harvested by Eastern European prostitutes from the fertile sweat glands on Rudy's forehead.
Very descriptive.
Yeah, thank you.
Slow drip.
Percolates, doesn't
Yes,
it?
it does. Mm.
Additional coffee pun.
I was gonna say it's time for the
That rip was decaf.
The bodies of 3 surfers found in Mexico appear to have been shot in the head, or as it's being reported in the surfing community, 3 dudes got totally barreled.
I like Surfy Boy Paul. That sounded good.
It's my new Instagram handle.
Yes.
Surfy Boy.
Surfy Boy Paul.
That won't be the episode title, but that's what we'll be crediting him as.
Surfy Boy Paul.
Boy
All my laughs for the rest of the episode are
Oh,
Sick. Indian teen allegedly kills. Oh wait, okay. I heard you typing. I don't know. If you like to tune up,
easily distracted.
we are shut.
I'm on a metronome. Okay. Indian teen allegedly kills 2 while drunk driving. As punishment, he was told to write an essay. And it has to be typed up instead of handwritten too, as he's already demonstrated a complete inability to stay between the lines.
The headquarters of the Republican National Committee evacuated after vials of blood found addressed to Donald Trump. Thankfully, it turned out to just be Mitch McConnell using other shipping addresses to get around the monthly per person limit on blood vials.
Hundreds of emaciated-looking pelicans have been spotted on California beaches this year. Which begs the question, has Ozempic gone too far?
All right. Here's one for anybody that's ever lived in California. or
Okay.
has been to
That's me. If you
California.
didn't know that, I have. Yeah.
I did. New law lets Arizona doctors perform abortions in California. The bill, going into effect at the end of May, is expected to kick off a phenomenon Californians refer to as womb gloom.
That's good. June gloom.
Yeah,
That's the thing. Yeah.
I do. I've been.
Very good. Very good.
I've been to June.
Yeah. I've been in June is when I went to California.
There you go.
So I picked up some lingo. I'm using that one.
That's good. That's it. We use it in the biz. That means business. UN expert warns of genocide in the Darfur city of El Fasher. And these experts warn it may be too late to prevent this genocide unless the world can come together and figure out how the Jews are responsible.
Red Lobster has filed for bankruptcy, meaning that thousands of death row lobsters are now back on the streets.
Just great. David, I love image jokes. Great image joke.
All right. Scrubs producer Eric Weinberg will face trial accused of being serial rapist who uses his status. Weinberg tried claiming there's no way all those women were telling the truth. I mean, I'm good, but I'm no Superman.
Scrubs sexual assault jokes. You don't see too many of those. I like that.
One of my favorite shows.
Yeah.
Even more now. No, it makes it worse.
It's
Makes it worse.
It's Scrubs and all that, right? One of the
Scrub that part.
Charlie Collin, founding member of the band Train, dies at 58. His funeral will be held in a procession, northbound, DC to Boston, with local stops in between.
The cargo ship that hit the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore is on the move again. And it's heading straight for the Pentagon.
All right. After years in decline, U.S. drowning deaths are rising again. This may be directly linked to an increasing number of pool floats that have sprung a leak just because dad doesn't want sex doll showing up on the credit card statement.
Documentary filmmaker Morgan Spurlock, director of Super Size Me, dead at 53. Police suspect his death is one of a string of violent hamburglaries in the area and have released a sketch of the suspect.
We got a joke off.
Oh, we do? Joking each other off. Ow! Joking each other off.
All right. Yep. No, we're out of rotation again.
There we go.
Sorry. Super Size Me director Morgan Spurlock, dead at 53. He will go down as the first person ever to see those giant golden arches and realize he's in hell.
All right, Paul, Judge.
I think I'm going to go with Dan on this one.
Yes, the lead.
Okay.
Comfortably. It's okay. This is where I belong. This is where I'm most
Of
comfortable.
course, you'd win the fast food.
Don't test me in my own home court games. Don't test me in my own throne room. Okay.
Giant shamrock.
Paul.
We go to,
If you want to go again, I have two on the same premise afterwards.
Okay, sure. Yeah. Then just go ahead and do both then.
Yeah.
And then, okay, great. All right. Viral Kids creator Miss Rachel says she was bullied after fundraising for children in Gaza. She was joined by Kids creator Blippi, said from the river to the sea, death to all Zionists. Why would Blippi say that? It's just so out of character for Blippi.
Magician David Copperfield has been accused of sexual misconduct by 16 different women. Copperfield denies any wrongdoing, claiming that the women's allegations are completely impossible. or are they?
Amazing. Okay, what's the next one on that?
Magician David Copperfield has been accused of sexual misconduct. By, oh, did you say hold on?
Go ahead.
Okay,
Sorry.
sorry.
Go ahead. I wanted to get it clean. You guys talking with me? I'm sorry, Paul. Go.
Magician David Copperfield has been accused of sexual misconduct by 16 different women. Copperfield claims it's a simple case of mistaken identity, saying, quote, anyone could have pulled a rabbit out of those women's vaginas.
All right, we are way out. Is it my turn?
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, here's my dumbest one. Maybe. Seinfeld star Michael Richards shares private battle with prostate cancer. I probably would have been dead. And that's no laughing matter, except for the part where the doctor comically slid in through his back door and said, hey, Jerry, you got any food? I might have done that. Yeah, I did a little double figure under the camera.
Under the camera. It was good.
There we okay.
All right. Priest bites woman's hand during altercation over Holy Communion.
Just go again.
It's too good. These are too good. Priest bites woman's hand during altercation over Holy Communion, officials say. Though critics say the church is being lax and should have known if you let these priests nibble on the body of Christ every day, some would develop the taste for flesh.
According to the NCAA, 1 out of 3 star athletes receives abuse and threats from online sports bettors. Personally, I like those odds, and if they complain again, I'll kill them.
All right. Kabosu, or whatever. Is that how you... Kabosu, dog behind Doge meme in the face of Dogecoin, dies at 18. The owner decided the dog needed to be put down because of all the times they threw a tennis ball and the dog would just come back with the promise of more tennis balls. And then after a while, he realized, fuck, I've sunk all my tennis balls into this fucking dog and haven't gotten any.
I can hear some personal anger in that joke.
I never understood how it works. I never even tried.
No, you pretty much have exactly how it works.
I just
Yeah.
was guessing.
You put money in and it disappears.
It's like, that sounds like fake money. So I just wrote thinking that.
You're right. You're right. You nailed it. General Hospital actor Johnny Wachter shot dead in suspected robbery. 2 doctors confirmed him dead on the scene before turning to each other and suggesting maybe it was for the best, as Johnny was the only one who knew about the affair.
A 10-month-old baby in New Mexico is missing after the baby's mother and a friend were found murdered in their home. Detectives don't have any leads, but they do consider the baby to be armed and dangerous.
All right. Pope Francis accused of making homophobic slur in a closed-door meeting. This is just another case of wokeness running amok, though, because apparently in 2024 you can't even call people priests anymore.
World's longest serving flight attendant dies at 88. She will be honored by the airline she worked for with a cremation ceremony, attended by 150 or so unsuspecting travelers trying to get home on a Boeing 747 MAX airplane.
South Dakota University has banned employees from mentioning their pronouns or tribal affiliations in emails. Finally, someone who's not afraid to stand up to those gay Native Americans.
Native Americans. I like combining. I'm an efficient speaker. All right, my last one. We've already discussed this a little. 2 women accuse NFL kicker of sexual assault on plane in lawsuit. This is a problem many flight attendants experience on a daily basis, so he's been mostly commended for at least acknowledging that these are career gals.
My final joke, I actually had to confer with you on this one, so I made sure I got the lore correct.
I love lore.
So here we go. George Lucas rejects Star Wars critics who think the films are all white men, saying, quote, most of the people are aliens. He went on to say, and most of those aliens are Jews, Arabs, and scary blacks.
You lost me on the scary black. The Wookiee, we've already established that Wookiee, and none of them are scary.
Well, yes, the whole thing is you let the Wookiee win because he's scary.
But Chewbacca's got a good heart.
Whether or not you think Chewbacca's one of the good ones, Dave, neither here nor there. Paul, do you have a final?
Please go.
Oh, I am so sorry, Paul. I had no idea.
He said the end. No.
I had no idea you were part of Wookiee. I'm so sorry. Oh God, appropriation.
So to call him one of the good ones.
I'm Endor's Michael Richards.
They're from Kashyyyk, first of all.
Kashyyyk,
And
damn
it was
it.
God damn it.
the Ewok planet. I don't know. Are they midgets? Oh,
Are they? I don't know. But that Endor Kashyyyk knowledge is exactly why I consulted you on this job.
I would never say the Endor. Sorry, Neil. I'll say the joke. Apple Store employees in Maryland have voted to authorize a strike over poor working conditions and low pay. Inspired by the strike, Apple employees in China are demanding comfier suicide nets.
Amazing.
Right. That's it.
An extra 30% more great jokes for your money, which is nothing that you pay to watch this. But
Technically 50% more.
yeah, okay, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Well, look, you don't tune in to see me do math. All right, Star Wars and math. You're not helping your case in the past 5 minutes. Yes, but this was great. Thank you, Paul. This
Thanks
was
for having
awesome.
Yeah. What do you got coming up in the near future?
I have
Does anybody else want to go?
Yeah, sure.
out
Paul, actually, I want to ask you, are you free on Friday?
on Friday, I believe so. Yeah,
If you can get to Downingtown, I have a spot for you at the Animated Brewery Show.
I'm down.
15-minute spot. Okay, come see Paul at Animated. Yeah. Anything else you have coming up?
I have June 1st in Collingswood, New Jersey. June 8th, I'm doing a high school graduation party.
Oof.
So if you guys have any whip nay jokes, I can do.
Can you floss? How's your floss?
It just looks like I'm jerking off in this chair.
Those
That'll be good.
references are over 4 years old. Right?
Yes.
I have to be confirmed.
Yes, that would be old to floss at a kid.
New Egypt, New Jersey, June 16th and June 20th in North Wildwood.
Okay, there you go.
Sweet.
Oh, what about you, Dave? What are you doing?
Thursday.
We have a
You're
show.
on a show.
Yeah.
So you can say where it is. It's at like some art studio.
Yeah, in Downingtown.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, actually, much like Animated, but not near Animated. It's some kind of a thing. Hold on, let me pull it up. I didn't know you would have
They
been.
don't need to look at me when I'm saying. I'm fucking saying these dates so they can come look at me in person. They don't need to fucking see me doing this part of the show.
Hold on, I posted about it because.
Well, I'm not done.
Oh, sorry.
And then Sunday, I will be on Ed McGonigal's podcast, which it's in the new stages, so it's still getting that fresh podcast viewer numbers. So,
Maybe we can.
yeah, we'll
steal
get
some of
him.
his
Yeah,
viewers,
I'll try to be good on it. You know,
Yeah,
I
well,
won't,
if
but-
we can get Ed as a guest, that means you've done well on his podcast.
he's
If not-
already agreed to. Yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, maybe he'll cancel like Raph. Who knows?
No, he has nothing to. Raph has a bright future ahead of him. Yeah,
That's true. Not Ed.
That's great.
Where
That's
no, I love it.
That's
I
why we
love
want him on the
Of
show.
course, he's good. The comedy show that you and I are doing together on Thursday that you have no idea where it is, it's at the Atoba Clay Works in Downingtown, Pennsylvania, 600 Brandywine Avenue. It's $10 admission. Come and see us. It'd actually be a great show. Jay Yoder, friend of the show.
Raph redacted.
Raph will actually be there. You're right. So if you viewers really want to know Raph and learn his last name and dox him, he will be there. No.
Dana Charity,
The whole-
whatever.
Our
She's on
second,
it, yeah.
our first officially booked guest since
Our first invited guest.
yeah. Since Steve Rinaldi Italianed his way on the show for that first time.
Threatened us.
Yeah, he did. He threatened us. And this would be good for you. Dana Cheritonchik and Jay Yoder, all really good for. Oh, and Emily Epstein White, they're very funny.
Yeah, but he's not a friend of the show yet.
That's right. We haven't had her on. We should get her. We'll book her. And then what else do you have other than that joke? Do you know anything?
I have a whole week to plan that.
Okay. Well, then for me, I'm on that joke I just talked about exhaustively at length. Also, the Animated Brewery Show. Come and see me and Silly Boy Paul. And a feature to be named because I had a couple of dropouts. So, Paul, you're bailing me out now. Thank you so much. No, it'll be a really fun show. We got some good people coming out. It'll be Friday night at 8 at Animated Brewery in Downingtown, Pennsylvania. And of course, you can find my shit and your shit online. We also have merch, so much merch. Please buy some merch. And you can find Paul at Silly Boy Paul, right?
Yep.
On the social medias. Yeah, what do you have coming up? Don't worry about it.
No,
That's the official. That's the Weekday Comics. What do we have going on? Come see us. Yeah, whatever. Maybe not.
It's gonna be fun. Yeah.
It'll be fun. You can spit at a bar in Philadelphia
What you
and
mean?
hit a Myers Brewing.
I'm gonna no, yeah, whatever. You guys can go see me, go to Drop Tent all the time. But more importantly, go subscribe to this fucking podcast on
Yes,
everything
please.
you find the Weekday Comics on. All right, guys, that's amazing. Go do that.
That's right.
Thank
And
you.
it's James Woods Art.
Sure. Thanks, bud.
Yeah, I'm trying to help you out. You got some art.
James Wood art. Go check out that. I can use a job, and then everything else you can just check me out. Wood, Atlantic City Thursday, and then I'm there a couple times the next couple of months. So come on out. I think I'm headlining in June. So.
I goaded him into a very humble thing there, and I like that. Neil, you're already in your art phase, and I like that too. So
Yes.
you've already become a painter. You're ahead of the game. You're always hustling.
And we will be back next week with potentially James Moss.
Yeah, maybe he'll want to protect his reputation as well. Who knows?
I'll be back next week.
Well, you would just be our like fill-in.
I mean, that week that you didn't show up, I thought about asking him to
He would be
and
great.
I decided to just stay home.
Yeah, that's generally what's going to happen anytime I take the day off. You're going to follow suit. But if that doesn't happen, if one of us ever gets too ill to do it, well, Paul, you're here. We would love to have you back. Thank you so much for writing those great news jokes. Dave, thank you for being you. You're great. Guys, that's the show. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week. There we go. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Oh, man, that was we fucking landed that like Kerry Strug should have.
Hey everybody, how you doing? This is comedian Neil Wood and
Adam Nutter.
we can't do it like that. You have to sound like a human being. This cut, that's insane. Because I'm realizing how little you're talking.
Adam Nutter.
I could just take, if you just want me to, honestly, you know what we need to do is we just need to get that clean.
Adam Nutter.
And then I'll just pop it in wherever I need to. But
Adam Nutter. Let's do that.
come listen to the Cult of Us podcast. That's our promo.
Adam Nutter.
A Drop Tent Media Network podcast. Go to droptent.com or search Cult of Us podcast on your favorite podcast platform.
This has been a Drop Tent Media production.